distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is with great pleasure that I stand, but I'm seated, by the way. But before you today to unveil the exciting news about the Agricultural Marketing Authority. I think more often than not, we've noted that some of our stakeholders are not very clear in terms of our mandate. And we want to take this opportunity to share with you some of our achievements, some of our misses, with a view obviously to take remedial measures where necessary, especially now when we come to the end of the year. We are happy with the progress that we've made under the Second Republic, and we believe we are now better positioned to achieve more as we go into 2024. The Agricultural Marketing Authority is established in terms of the Agricultural Marketing Authority Act, and our primary mandate is to regulate, supervise, develop and administer the production and marketing of agricultural products in Zimbabwe. There are two value chains that are not under our purview, and this is tobacco and pig production. These two fall under different government agencies, which is the Tobacco Industry Marketing Board and the Pig Industry Board. However, I just want to highlight to you that we do work very closely with these two agencies in terms of contributing to the development of our agricultural sector. As AMA, our programs are carried out in pursuit of the Vision 2030 agenda, that is to attain upper middle income economy by 2030. Within that, our role is to regulate the agricultural sector for growth, and this entails creating a level playing field for actors in the agricultural value chain. So most of our programs are informed by the agricultural food systems and transformation strategy, whose main goal is to transform the agriculture's contribution to GDP from the current 12% to 20%, amongst other outcomes as set out in that blueprint. As AMA, we've made some good progress, and today I would want to share with you some of the achievements that we witnessed in 2022. I think important to note is the 2022 farming season, which as a country we recorded the highest wheat harvest since production of the cereal started in 1996. Zimbabwe recorded the highest ever wheat production of 375,000 metric tons in 2022. When you compare our performance with our peers in the region, Zimbabwe was number 2 after Ethiopia in the whole of Africa. So that's a major achievement at a country level. But we believe in 2023 we should be scaling even dizzy heights, considering that we surpassed our target of 90,000 hectares and over 465,000 metric tons of wheat is expected this season. For the first time, Zimbabwe will be positioned to export surplus wheat after exceeding the national requirement of 360,000 metric tons per annum. The exceptional performance of the grains and oilseeds sector comes on the backdrop of a well-organized grains production and marketing structure where, as AMA, we play a critical role in administering the regulations and the statutory instrument 140 of 2013 that promote production, productivity and profitability in the subsector. In addition to that, the government of Zimbabwe, through the Ministry of Lands, Agriculture, Water, Fisheries and Rural Development launched the Village Business Units model under the Rural Development Program 8.0 with a view to increase household incomes from agricultural production in smallholder areas and spur rural development. This program, ladies and gentlemen, is targeting 35,000 village business units. And as of 15 November 2023, 2,421 bores have been drilled with 691 equipped, 84 village business units and school business units have been established. Our role in that program as ARMA is to make sure that we've secured markets for these business units, and we also guide production for the new business units that are being established. I think what is important under this particular program is that once the village business units have been established, there is need for ARMA to inform what should be produced from these business units, so that they've got secured offtake agreements and guaranteed markets. And as an authority, we are geared to support these village business units. Important to note as well is a major milestone that was achieved in the year 2022 following the approval of a citrus trade protocol between Zimbabwe and China in 2022, which opens up some exciting opportunities for our farmers within the citrus value chain. As a country, we've got certified orchards already that are going to capitalize on this new export corridor. And I'm happy to also inform you that 1,500 metric tons have been shipped to China. We are now looking at capacity building for farmers so that they can take advantage of this export opportunity. Another important aspect is around the consolidation of the National Farmer Database. As ARMA, we are the custodians of the National Farmer Database, and farmers that are registered within this database have an opportunity to access quite a number of programs that have been set aside from both government and private sector players. And to this end, we've registered over 2 million farmers on our database. And going forward, we are going to be introducing farmer identity cards, which will be used by farmers to access both financial and production support from all value chain actors. Registered farmers have also benefited immensely from a facility on the Zimbabwe dollar fuel that we administer as ARMA, and we have so far allocated over 6 million liters of Zim dollar fuel through farmer unions and registered associations. In addition to that, we've also managed to carry out our training programs as scheduled, where 10,000 farmers have been trained in 2022, and we expect to increase that number as we go into 2023. I think important to note is that some of our farmers are not exposed to good agronomic practices, and this is where this training is aimed to address, so that our farmers can improve on issues to do with productivity and profitability. Ladies and gentlemen, let me also now share with you some achievements that have been achieved in the cotton sector and progress that we have made in this important subsector. As you know, cotton at its peak supports close to 500,000 farmers, so this is a very important and strategic sector to us and to the country as a whole. Maybe it also explains why my colleague has also come for this presser, so that we can also share with you the plans as we go into 2024 and what we expect to achieve in this important subsector. As AMA, we administer the Agricultural Marketing Fund, whose purpose is to promote production and marketing of agricultural products, aid in research around improvement of production, manufacturing, and marketing, training that I've also alluded to, and provision of technical consultancy and advisory services. So this is the purpose of this Agricultural Marketing Fund. And under the Agricultural Marketing Fund, we have managed to disburse the following funds for the purpose of promoting growth in the cotton sector. In terms of the levies collected in 2022, AMA managed to collect 219 million Zimbabwe dollars from the cotton levies. I'll go to the disbursements that have been done for that particular fund, which goes into number one, administration, which is an allocation to AMA. As some of you may be aware, as AMA, we do administer this particular subsector through provision of common input distribution points that are set up during marketing time, production and marketing time, where we deploy a number of clerks. So for production and marketing purposes, 6 million Zimbabwe dollars have been distributed to date, with a total of 50 million total distributed to this sector for research purposes and for seed services, research and development. However, important to note is that there's still some levies that are outstanding to the tune of 573 million Zimbabwe dollars, and these are being settled as we go into the season. In addition to that, I think there was also a major intervention in 2022 that was undertaken to promote growth in the cotton sector. Seed cotton regulations were amended in 2022 through statutory instrument 118 of 2022, which includes, among other things, ginning as a farm gate activity, signing of MOUs between contractors. As you know, our cotton is supported by a number of contractors, of which COTCO is a major player in that framework. The purpose of the SI were to deal with challenges in this sector. I think particularly the issue of side marketing and to also promote discipline in the sector. And further to that, for the 2023-2024 production season, there were production and marketing modalities for the cotton industry that were developed in conjunction with all the contractors and with guidance from our parent ministry. And these modalities entail distribution of inputs at cotton input distribution points in the presence of all contractors. This is to promote transparency at production stage so that we can account for what has been distributed as it informs what farmers should deliver to those that supplied inputs. The authority captures all information on inputs distributed at these points for both the government and the private sector, with Agritechs coming in to provide a critical role of extension services. So for this season, farmers who received inputs under the government program, which is the Presidential Input Program, farmers that did not deliver cotton after having received inputs will be assisted on an explain and receive basis, while those that received will be served on a first come, first served basis. I think important to note is that all farmers will receive inputs through the Presidential Input Program, but to encourage accountability on the part of farmers, those that delivered will be prioritized in terms of receiving inputs. Further to that, there's also a minimum inputs package that has been agreed for the 2023-2024 season per hectare, which includes seed, acetates, and other chemicals that are used in cotton production, including basal and top fertilizer at a minimum of 50 kgs. And the area to be supported will be half a hectare. So with these arrangements, we expect better performance from the sector, better productivity with limited incidences of side marketing, given that we'll be tracking what has been distributed to farmers and also monitoring their production as they go into the season. A total of 237 common input distribution points have been established for this season, and these are manned by Amaclex as we speak. We have deployed a total of 237 clerks, and to date we have a total targeted hectarage of 271,000. This is across all the cotton contractors, and inputs that have been distributed to the tune of 33% of that targeted hectare. Ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, I would want to also take this opportunity to express my gratitude to the government of Zimbabwe under the able leadership of His Excellency, our President, Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa, who has set the tone for a revolutionary agriculture transformation. Our Minister, Dr. A.J. Masuka, and the AMA Board for giving support and direction on important national programs. To members of the media, I think thank you for your continued coverage, candidness in reporting on matters agriculture. I hope that the information that we've shared with you has been valuable. As the Agricultural Marketing Authority, we are committed to supporting growth and development of the agri sector through effective market and marketing regulations. We believe the agricultural transformation that you are currently witnessing can only be sustained by an enabling environment where everyone has a clear role to play and ensure that there is also a level playing field. So with that, I would end here and I want to thank you.